Welcome back to another episode of TSP. Actually, welcome back to our first show in 2024.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, so it's been a couple of weeks. Chaps and I took
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
What did we take? 3 weeks off for the holidays?
Yeah, we needed to, man. We had to.
Yeah. Much needed break, but we're ready to roll for 2024. Just a reminder, what we do here is we turn this show into a nonprofit. We send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families to sporting events. And with the NFL winding down, we have had people at every single Detroit Lions game this year, and it's been a great first year for Minutes Wisely, which is the name of the nonprofit. So everybody
and Michigan, you guys have had a good year.
Yeah.
Detroit. Yeah. I mean, you got Detroit Lions.
We're doing it, man. So
the Huskies got beat by your Wolverines, which, by the way, I was rooting for the Huskies the whole time.
Yes, so was I. I'm a Michigan State fan, so anytime Michigan loses, I'm good with it. But
nice.
But they won, so I mean, it's
Big Ten defense.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you know what's funny about that Big Ten defense? They're usually great when they play other Big Ten teams, but when they play teams like the SEC and outside of the Big Ten, they usually get schooled, man. But they were on it this year, man. They did great. Yeah.
So didn't turn out so well.
Yeah, and now reports are out. Nick Saban is retiring. He's stepping away from the game.
I heard that on 99.7 tonight.
Yeah, that was kind of a shocker.
And Chris Christie is out of the presidential race, by the way. So that's the only politics we'll talk tonight. But Chris Christie is out.
About time he stepped out. That fat bastard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What else we got?
That bastard.
Yeah, for real.
Oh man.
Sunday, 7 p.m. The show is going live, and also the Detroit Lions will be playing Los Angeles Rams.
That's right.
In the first playoff game.
For
the Detroit Lions.
And Fleek, January 22nd, we are doing our first hockey game. I'm taking Ryan Christopher Mosley. Jesse, you probably know who he is because he was Lima Company. 3A.
Sounds familiar.
He's in our VFW post,
okay.
And he's a detective in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I will be accompanying him to tickets that I bought for Minutes Wisely to take him to the game.
That's right. We had him on a show a couple months ago. That's why his name sounds familiar.
Yeah. He's a good dude. He was a night patrol guy. He did like the midnight shift, Jesse, and now he is a detective in Smyrna, PD.
Nice.
Is he still nights or is he during the day?
No. He does now. He wears like a suit and tie. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah, he looks good. He's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, man.
Hey, we should get you mic'd up with him and set you on guys on patrol together.
Yeah.
Make an episode out of it.
We'll make an episode out of it. I'll have my camera on. I'll get one. I just got paid.
That'd be cool as hell. All right. Before we go any further, wait a second. Our sponsor, Charlie at Singletree, has a few words.
We love you.
What is going on, guys? It's your man Charlie right here from Singletree Barbecue. Did you know we are on a mission to build community through undeniable hospitality and the perfect plate of barbecue? Y'all come check us out, 2805 Old Fort Parkway, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8, Sundays from 11 to 4. Give us a call at 615-307-0120. You can check us out on all the social platforms at Singletree BBQ. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you. Appreciate all the support.
Well, if you're listening to us on the podcast right now, you just missed Chaps doing a strip tease in the background.
I know, dude. I had to get my my commander shirt on, man.
There was no nips. There was no nips involved though.
I was
All
going
right,
to
it's
say,
not it's not,
leave it
Jesse,
on.
it's not,
Let's see
it's
the
not that
match.
kind of show, I swear.
It's driftwood too.
It's called. You know, it's called platinum now, right?
Yeah, because it's one hell of a show.
It is one hell of a show. Like all the clubs we used to go to, they've all changed their names. All of them. La Mirage. I think Toby's is the only one that still has its name.
Are these titty bars?
These are all
The
titty
same.
bars at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Nice.
Jacksonville.
Well,
North
and Toby
Carolina.
had the midget there for a while.
I saw her.
That's just,
She was awesome.
and yeah, I mean, you're going at that point. You're throwing a midget up there, a midget and a pregnant woman. Yeah, you know we're hurting.
You get
Yeah.
to see the scars and everything. It's just
Good times right there, man.
It was yeah, Geiger Tigers. I know
I
Jesse.
saw the thing click.
I know Jesse was the Geiger Tiger. He went on the weekends.
Did you guys ever bone the
yeah,
midget?
No, I did
I
date
can't do
someone
it.
from. I dated somebody from Toby's actually.
Wasn't the
Those are
midget,
hot.
was
Oh,
it?
nice.
No, it was after our second deployment. I dated this. I dated this girl of ill repute for about 3 months.
That's probably the best 3
Hey,
months
they're
of your
people
life.
too. I mean,
They're
Kind
people
of.
too, Fleek. They're people too.
Hey, yes.
Ugh.
So,
I do have a couple of announcements, Fleek.
Yes, sir.
About some upcoming stuff that is coming. Let me get it. Let me see. We got our next VFW meeting is on
Monday.
the 15th. That was Monday. We've got the Midwinter Conference coming up February 16th, 17th, and 18th. So if you're around Tennessee and you belong to the VFW Tennessee, come to the Sheridan in Nashville, and we will have our Midwinter Conference.
I thought it was supposed to be in Murfreesboro at the embassy.
No, they changed it, man. They changed it to Nashville.
Oh,
Midwinter and State Convention are both in Nashville.
right on.
that's nice.
And our adopted JRTC unit has drill competition at Rockvale High School in January 20th. Rifle Expo, rifle team at the Expo Center, and there is a military ball, which I am the guest speaker for the JROTC military ball.
What are you going to talk about?
I sent him a lot of pictures from when Jesse and I were in, and a couple of things after, and I'm going to talk about how great the JRTC is because they are the best in Tennessee. Colonel Gaylord, he is a senior Army instructor. He is probably one of the best senior Army instructors that Tennessee has.
You're not going to drop the F-bomb, are you?
No, I am not allowed to swear at all. I've actually had 2 seniors go through my speech, and they did the first time they did it. They was like, Andrew, we need to hear more about you. I'm like, okay. So I actually had high schoolers telling me that I had to change my shit. That was a little humbling right there.
Did you say, you little prick, I have a master's degree?
No, I did not. I actually like the cadet of the year. I'm not going to belittle him.
And he said, talk more about me. How about me and your mom? We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Woo. Get it.
Oh, Jesse, how I've missed you.
I'm sure he's a great kid.
Oh, he's homeschooled, and this guy, dude, he got into West Point. He got into Annapolis. Guess what?
Who do you pick?
He wants to be a fucking Marine.
Hell yeah.
Even when he went to, even if he was going to go to Annapolis, he's going Greenside.
Nice.
Boom.
Did he pick a school yet?
No, he has not picked. Well, I haven't talked to him, but his safety school is the Citadel. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Whose safety school is the Citadel? Seriously.
I like Annapolis, though. I went up there when I was wrestling unattached at the Navy for the Navy Academy. I would go up there. I liked it up there. I thought it was neat. very traditional. We had a lot of tradition in that there. It was a pretty neat place to go to.
I've been to, let's see, I've been to the Citadel, I've been to West Point, I've never been to Annapolis, and I've not been to VMI. And I want to go. I want to go see those schools. And I don't want to go to see the Air Force Academy. I don't care.
It is in Colorado, though.
It is in Colorado. You can't get weed there.
Not on campus, though.
Not on campus.
Gotta walk down the street for that.
That's right. That's right.
In Canada, though, you can smoke pot legally in the military. In Canada.
Shut up.
Oh
yeah.
You can?
We had guys
makes sense
come down to our live fire bombing range. We have guys from other countries come there all the time to use our range, and we got guys from Canada come all the time, and they were down there and they're talking about it.
And they were smoking weed?
Not there. But they're like asked us about our policy, and they're like, yeah, we can smoke weed in Canada just so long as like we haven't smoked like right before we control. I was like, it's zero policy. It's a zero.
Yeah, it's like you get a piss test before deployment. You get a piss test after deployment.
During.
During. Sometimes if they got the money. Not if you're 3-8 because we didn't have time for that shit.
Well, I got a talking to though about a possible, just specifically me piss test when everyone came back.
Oh,
but
I gotta make when you get into your stuff. I've got a story to follow up. Because before we went on that Mew, man.
Yeah.
Everybody popped positive. Everybody from the third deck. Third platoon. Thank you. Because I was working for the company office and I knew all of them were going to pop. I knew all of them were going to fail. Like, dude, there was like 92 people from India company that fucking popped positive. Yeah, that's combat ineffective, and they somehow lost the results.
Oh, nice.
So if you're going to do it, get everyone involved to do it. So
that's right.
There's strength in numbers, always, no matter what you're doing.
Strength in numbers. But those are all my announcements for the week. But without further ado, can I announce him? Is that
absolutely?
Okay?
Yes, sir. Go.
Okay, guys at home, TSP followers. I want to introduce you my good friend, Jesse Drahos. We served together in the Marine Corps. He is an amazing man. He's got a great story. And without further ado, Jesse Drahos, who are you?
So,
in a nutshell.
Shit, let's try to crack it then. 39 years old, going on 40, but I'm still trying to do the military thing. I'm now a Iowa State Patrol officer. Got in the Marine Corps on active duty right out of high school in 2002. I did the early Poolee program. I signed my contract actually in May of 2001 at 17, and I had to convince my mom and dad to sign it. And when I talked to her about it, she was like, I don't know. And I was like, look, Mom, what's the worst that could happen? Have you seen the world these days? It's pretty easy going. Like, it's not that bad. So she's like, all right. So May of 2001, she signed it. And obviously September 11th happened. She's crying. She's pissed off. And she goes, I can't believe I let you talk me into that. I was like, Mom, I'm 17. Like, how the hell am I supposed to predict planes are going to crash into a damn two towers? And she goes, well, you changed it. You're not going to infantry. You're not going to do it. I was like, I'm not going to change it now. Like, it kind of definitely doesn't look good on me by changing it once I know for a fact I could possibly go to combat. I'm definitely not going to change it now because I could possibly go to combat. So, yeah, hell yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
And so, so I've been in since 2002, did 4 years active duty. I was stationed at 8th and I with the President's Own Band. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but that was...
Holy shit. I didn't know. Oh, damn.
Yeah. And then went to 3-8. And then 3-8 India Company. From 3-8 went to wrestled on the Marine Corps wrestling team until I got off active duty, and then came back to Lejeune just for a short bit to check out. Got out, missed it, so I did the reserves from 2008 all the way until I transferred over to the Air National Guard to be a TACp and fall under their special warfare umbrella. And now I do that. Coach wrestling. I coached high school freestyle and Greco, and then I went and helped out and coached a girls wrestling team, and now I'm back to my hometown helping them. And then as law enforcement. I was at Iowa City Police Department for a while. I was on their SWAT, like technically what they call their SWAT team, but it's called SRT, Special Response Team. Then I'm dive search and rescue for the county. I was on their honor guard, and then surprisingly, out of sheer because no one wanted it, and I did it as a joke, I was their LGBTQ liaison officer. And
really,
trust me, no one was more surprised than me and the person that had to say that I have it, because everyone like, no one's doing it. I'm not doing that. You gotta be crazy. And no one, we had their email sent out to the PD like several times, like someone needs to take this position. And I can't remember who said it, but someone's like, Drahos, I dare you to do it. There's no way they'd give it to you if no one else does it. They have to. I was like, someone's got to do it. So I put in for it, be like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I get it like a response, and then the captain's like, you need to come to my office right now. I was like, oh shit. And she goes, well, because no one decided to take that position, you now have it. You are now the LGBTQ liaison officer. And I was like, shit. So at any time there was a crime committed against someone within that community, they looked like they would have me go and check in and see whether or not it was an actual hate crime or just a regular crime, but it wasn't actually specific to them. It was just happening to them because they were in the wrong place, wrong time. So I had to do all that and then work with them if that was an actual hate crime and give them services if they needed it. But luckily, that never happened. It was never a problem, never happened. So the one time there was a lesbian couple, it was a domestic. The victim didn't want to talk to me because I was a white male cop, and she hated me. And then every time there was a gay man that was involved, they were more than willing to talk to me, and never had any issues with them. I had one guy, like, at first was locked out of his house, and it turned out when I went to go see what I could do for him, I saw a black eye, and I was like, shit. And then after talking to him, I realized he was gay, and I'm like, shit, this could be a hate crime, and I got to deal with this now. It's just supposed to be a guy locked out of his house. And after I talked to him, I was like, hey, look, man, are you okay? Because you got a black eye. You look like you got beat up. He goes, yeah, I did. I was like, do you feel as though this target? Oh, no, I deserved it. I had it coming. I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I go, well, there's nothing I can do. I can't. I'm not a locksmith. I'm a cop. Other than boot your door in for you, I can't do that. There's nothing else I can do for you. But I can't take you to the hospital because you look like you had some head trauma. Oh, yeah, sure. And I was like, all right, follow me into my car. And I turn around, and he's not moving. So I turn around like, dude, what are you doing? And he's sitting on the steps. He holds his hand up like this with his hand down, limp like. He goes, help me up. I was like, oh, come on, dude, don't do this to me. Then I was like, all right, fine. I help him up. I go to turn around, and he instantly swoops in and puts his arm underneath my arm in like an escort arm-to-arm hook.
Oh, boy.
Goes, all right, let's go to your car. I was like, all right, let's go. I get in the car, get to the hospital, same thing. Open the door. I was like, all right, come on out. All I can see is that hand sticking out of the door like this to help him out. I was like, gosh, damn it, dude. All right, fine. Grab him by his hand, help him out. And then I thought I moved quick enough, but he not quick enough. Arm came right back in mine, hooked in there. And I go to the receptionist, arm in arm with this dude to check him in. And then I leave, take care of it. And he goes, are you coming back there with me? I was like, you're at the hospital now. I am done here. There's no coming back.
You made a new friend.
Yeah.
Well, I had to come back because there was another guy, an actual guy I arrested that needed to go to the hospital first before he go to the jail. And he was seeing him still. He goes, oh my goodness, he came back for me? I was like, no. I got another guy. He's going to jail. And he goes, well, after you're done taking him to jail, come back and get me. I was like, no, you get an Uber or no. He goes, but please. I was like, oh, God. But anytime I had a gay dude that was involved in some type of violent crime, I always got along with them. It was never a problem.
He probably heard you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, if he should have heard. I wonder what he would say if he found out I was in the Marine Corps. I'd really be in trouble. But yeah, so that's it. Now I'm in the State Patrol. Almost off probation, but I am on my own now. So
how long is probation?
It's a year from when you graduate the academy. So it's been pretty interesting so far. I'd say my very first day, I pick up the guy that's supposed to be training me on the field training. It's FTO field trainings. I can't remember what it is, and I probably should since I'm law enforcement, but I can't remember what the O is. But he's there with me going through kind of helped me, regardless of not that I'm already certified. You still have to go through an FTO process. It's shorter for us at being already certified, but you still got to go through one. But my very first day, pick them up. The next thing you know, we have a fatal accident. It was motorcycle versus, I think, some type of farm equipment. Guy's head was just smashed.
Damn.
Instantly reminded me of that time in Iraq where that the 7-ton got flipped onto Olson.
Yep.
And
oh my, yeah, holy shit. Yeah.
That's all I could think of when I saw that. I was like, holy shit, this kind of reminds me of him. And again, just his head was covered. His chest from his head up was covered. And again, it just kind of reminded me of Olson because all someone had was their OCP top to cover over Olson's would be his head. And that was day one. And then we had to do the death notification for the wife. And that was very unsettling. And I think she went through every emotion in like 5 minutes. Obviously upset, devastated, sad, anger,
denial, frustration. Yeah.
She's like, I told him not even go. I didn't even want, he asked me if I wanted to ride with him, but I told him I didn't want to because I was afraid he was going to get in an accident. She was and she got mad, like stopped being upset, got mad. And then she started laughing about something because something had happened. It was kind of, any other time it would actually be comical where we would all laugh, but like none of us, like me and the guy that didn't want to actually laugh because of the situation. But we were trying to like be with her at this time. And then she had to call her daughter and she had her on speaker trying to call her. And it was awful. So we stayed with her until her daughter got there. And then we did that. And then, so that was first day. And I already do a fatal and do the death notification, but I didn't have to do like any like investigation of the actual accident itself, but we helped out for as much as we could when we first got there. And then after that, like, all right, we got it here, go take care of the death notification. So we did that. And then after that wasn't really a whole lot. And then I go on to my next step with another FTO and right away, another fatal accident, but he was a traffic investigator, traffic accident investigator, where he does the actual investigation at the scene. And then it was a fatal, people coming from Texas, and it was a daughter, and she was driving and the mom was a passenger. And then a friend they picked up from Houston in the back, and the mom died. And so we get there and they already got her out of the car. And by the time we got there, they were still working on mom to get mom out of the car, but she died. She died in that accident. She never died. Like while they were trying to help her out, she was dead. Damn. And we were trying to figure out what was going on. And I think she was only 17. And so we were trying to talk to the guy that was with them. I'm like, who's this guy? She's like a friend, an uncle, a relative. It's a friend, but it wasn't like something wasn't adding up. So then we get to the hospital and the guy speaks nothing but Spanish. And he's not talking to us, and he's got like a fractured orbital. Like that guy got messed up. He was asleep in the back, didn't wear a seatbelt. And they flew off the interstate, off the right shoulder, ramped a creek bed, hit a a concrete waterway straight on, probably going 75 miles an hour. That rolled it again, and then it finally landed on its side. So he got tossed around in that thing pretty bad. And when I get there to try and talk to him, I got an interpreter on the phone. And I was like, look, I'm not here for immigration. I don't care what happened. I'm not here to find out that you were here legally. And then after you tell me that, I take you somewhere you're going. But I have nothing to do with that. I'm just trying to figure out what happened from the time they picked you up in Houston to the time they got here in Iowa. And so he finally says, like, yeah, they picked me up. They took a couple breaks, but then she took over, and she wasn't behind the wheel that long after she had driven the night before, got like a little bit of sleep that morning and tried driving again. So she was either tired and then she looked at her phone and wasn't really paying attention, or she did fall asleep. But that daughter killed her mom, and that was on step 2. Then in between that, there was a drowning with 2 people, and they both drowned. So then I was there with the dive team got called out, so I had to do that and help get the 2 bodies out. We had 2 divers go down. I just waited on the surface in the water with them, and then it helped bring the bodies up once they got to the surface and hold on to them until the sheriff's department got to us while we were in the water, and then it helped get the bodies up into the boat. So I was down there. There was 2 different divers for the 2 different bodies, and then I was there for both helping get the body up into the boat. So that was dead bodies number 4, and then I went back to that FTO, the original one, and it was a dump truck versus car. That thing destroyed that car, but that car flipped the dump truck. The dump truck was coming. The woman, I think what happened, there's a car in the vehicle, and the car probably was like running all over this older woman's lap, and she crossed the center line right into that front driver's side tire of this dump truck, and the dump truck ran over the car, and it flipped the dump truck onto its side, killed that woman instantly, and the guy in the dump truck had to go to the hospital. And he was kind of freaking out, but it's like, you know, if she crossed the center line again, I don't know if that investigation is still going on or not. I'm sure it's over by now. So that was dead body number 5. And then it was our last week together before I go on my own. And we're going to a town, I think about 35, 40 minutes from us where we were at to go do bus inspections that morning. And I'm jacked. Like, this is going to be easy day. The day before sucked because we did a bunch of motorist assists, and it turned out to be this whole thing where it just went from simply helping somebody get out of their car to go somewhere to, I don't know where I want to go. I don't know if this is what I want to do. How much does a tow cost? Where's the nearest tow? All right, let's go. Let's go to the gas station. I need this and this and this. Like, we're end up transporting a bunch of people with a bunch of their shit. Go to the gas station. And the next thing you know, well, I need to get this back at the car. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So we drive all the way back, get this. Like, we were done by the end of that day, and we were burnt out on it. So when we're going to do this bus inspection, you know, that early morning, and we're almost there, we see another person broken down on the side of the road. And I was like, oh, shit. And he goes, don't do it. Not after yesterday, don't do it. I was like, dude, we got to. He goes, there's probably no one even there. It's off the side of the road. It's not even in the way. I go, the doors are open. And as soon as I said that, we see some guy like bent over back out of the rear back of the driver's side of the car. I was like, see, now we got to stop. And he's holding up jumper cables. And I go, you probably just need to jump. I was like, but we're not hooking it up to our car. And then I turned the camera on, and that's when you can start hearing her voice. But as soon as I did that, he goes, fuck no. I don't. He goes, hell no. I don't fuck our car up. So that's the first thing you hear on the video recording for this. And
I bet that didn't go over well.
Oh, there's worse. But I start laughing at it. We stopped to help this dude out, and I'm trying to call in the plate, but there's no traffic. Someone else is on. So I'm like, I need to hurry up and get out because this guy's moving around. So I just need to get out of the car. And I start walking to the back of the car to see if anyone's behind it and in the back, and then read the plate as I walk, but I'm not seeing anything. And this guy's still walking backwards, but now his hands are just straight up. The jumper cables he put down, his hands are straight up. He's got something in each hand, and he's holding him, and he's just got his hands straight up. And as soon as I get the plate read out, I walk to him and go, hey, man, is there anyone else with you? He goes, is there a supervisor with you? I go, no, dude. Like, is there anyone else with you? Well, I want to talk with the supervisor first. I'm like, I'm just here to help you. There's no need for you to need a supervisor. He goes, I'm not saying anything until I have a supervisor, someone else with you as I talk. I go, dude, the camera on my car is running as we speak, recording the both of us right now currently. It is seeing everything that I do. There's no need for me to bring a supervisor to help you with your car. And he goes, all right, good. And he starts kind of walking back towards the end of the highway. It's like, hey, look, man, just walk towards me. At least you can be by your car. Just get in front of your car so you're not getting hit by a vehicle or something. And he goes, I don't want to be anywhere near that car. He goes, I just had an altercation with somebody in that car. I don't want to be anywhere near it. I was like, what? And so I was like, this is weird. And he goes, you know what? I want someone here. I'm autistic. I don't know I don't do good in setting. I'm like, what do you mean you're autistic? Like, this has nothing to do. Like, you drove a car. You're obviously mentally competent enough to drive a car. And so he's doing that. And I just, you know what, dude, can you just face away from me? I'm just going to place you in cuffs. You're not under arrest, but things are just weird for right now, and things aren't making sense. It'd just be better for all of us if you just, I'm going to put you in cuffs just to make things go a little bit smoother. Do you have anything you shouldn't have? He goes, yeah, I have a gun on me. And you instantly see me like kind of blade and go for my gun. And you go, you got a what? He goes, I got a gun on me. I was like, where? My left pocket. Can I get it? I was like, no, don't touch it. So I'm like, here, I'm going to pull it from you. So he takes what's in his hands. He brings his hands down and goes to put it on the ground. And I'm like about to pull. I was like, all right, this is all going to happen on camera. And then as soon as he goes straight back up, his hands as fast as he can go back. I was like, oh, thank God. We'll just shoot this kid. And the kid's like, it's weird. He's got a fur coat on. He's got a single strap backpack on the front that he's wearing. He's got a double strap backpack on regular backpack. And it's a small furry Spider-Man backpack, but it's small. It's like
a what?
It's like it's about the circumference is about the size of a paper plate, but it's a furry Spider-Man backpack. He's got this fur coat.
This is a dude?
Yeah.
This is a guy.
Yeah. He's wearing like 3 pants. I can tell he's wearing pants underneath pants. And then I can tell he's wearing like 2 things underneath this furry coat. And so I'm like, okay, it's all weird. So I'm trying to cuff him. And I get the gun. And I just told him, like, just don't move. I go, whose gun is this? He goes, oh, it's stolen. I go, what? He goes, it's stolen.
Oh my God.
I go, why do you have a stolen gun? Oh, it's my friend's. What friend? And he's talking about it. And so I'm like, you know what? I empty it, pull the bag out, lock the chamber back, hold on to the round. Was it? I can't remember. And they had messed around with it. I think I'm not sure if the serial number was scratched off, but there was like paint and stuff on it. Like I can't remember what it was. So then I have it. The guy that's with me, he finally sees me walking with this dude in cuffs. And so he gets out of the car and goes, dude, what the fuck is going on? I go, dude, I don't know what's going on. He goes, well, who is this guy? I was like, I don't know. I couldn't even get that far. It went too crazy. I couldn't even get that far yet. I was like, I need to search this dude. I found a gun. He has a gun on him. It's stolen. He told me it's stolen. Like, I've gotten this far, and now he's got 2 backpacks on. I don't know how many other layers of shit. Like, I just need to search this dude to make sure he doesn't have anything else on him, because I already got this gun. So we're talking to him, and he mentioned something about his buddy. And I didn't see anybody. And the guy was like, did you see anybody? He goes, no, I didn't see anybody. So he kind of checks, walks back, didn't see anything. And then we're searching again, and I'm searching him. And then we get to his trousers, and his pants are wet. I go, dude, why are your pants wet? And he goes, well, I had a seizure, and I pissed myself. I was like, no, you didn't have a seizure. At this point, I'm like, something's up. So I have to go get gloves on. And normally you do take the time to wear gloves, but I'm like I was trying to hurry up and get this done to get into that car and make sure this guy didn't have anything else on him. So I wasn't too concerned about putting gloves and running into pants that were covered in urine. So now I got to take my time to go do this. We finally pat him down enough where I feel comfortable. And the other guy that's with me goes to check in the car. And you see him on camera too. He looks in the car, opens the front passenger seat, looks down, looks at me, looks down, slams the car, runs back to me, or moves quickly back to me. And he goes, Drahos, there's a guy in that car. I think he's asleep. I go, shit. So then we stuffed this guy in my car. And I was like, hold on. Because he's about to put him down in the front seat of my car. I go, hold on. I know there's a guy there, but I'm not about to just place this guy covered in piss on my seats. So I run and grab some garbage bags, and I just start layering my seat with these garbage bags. And then I was like, okay, now I'll put them in there. And after that, we go, and I immediately open the door, and I lift this, whatever was covering this dude. I immediately go, hey, dude, hey. And as soon as I look at him, dead. I'm like, shit. I look at my buddy. I was like, dude, this guy's dead.
I knew it. I knew there was a dead guy in the car. You didn't even finish the story. I knew there was a dead guy in the car.
And he goes, are you serious? I go, dude, he's fucking dead. This is my sixth dead body in 5 months. He's dead. And we go on from there and do the rest of it. And a lot of this, he hasn't even gone to trial yet. So a lot of this, I think the investigations, this is in October. So the investigation, I think, for the most part is done, but the trial hasn't started yet. So there's a lot of things that haven't come out yet, but that's the majority of it, though. I mean, and then
how did he die? Was there a gunshot wound on his ass?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Homicide.
Yeah. So, and what scares me the most is I think had I come up on him at a different time and he would have been more ready for it, he probably would have shot at me too. There's still a round in that gun. So, but I think we caught him off guard and he didn't know what to do. And so he just immediately gave up. So,
and that was your first year.
Yeah.
Of being a cop.
That was October. So yeah, less than half a year. That was my first year.
Damn.
Dude, that's a big year. That's
been pretty chill. Now we got the winter going on. We just had what was an estimated 9 to 13 inches yesterday.
Of snow?
Well, and that too. Got him. Anyways,
no. I see where you went. I see where you went.
You walked into that one, man.
I did. I walked into that one.
Yeah, but it was 9 to and I had this tiny snowblower, I waited. It started snowing
Wait a second. You can't say you're 9 to 13 inches, then follow up with a tiny snowblower, man.
That's the story of my life.
Hey, Jesse's like go big or go home, man, except when it comes to a snowblower.
And it didn't perform worth a shit. There was some drifts that it just
That's what she
do.
said.
Oh, hi, dude. Are we back in? Are we back at 3.8 again?
And then
Kenny Oprah is talking again.
Yeah.
Holy. Yeah. Oh, you remember Oprah, right?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to that guy in 15 years.
I hung out with him as I was checking out my last 2 weeks.
Really?
And yeah, I remember he melted some kid's core frames that had went AWOL. He goes, fuck this little piece of shit. They're like, collect all this shit and, put it together. He goes, fuck that. He just burned his uniform.
Burn what?
Damn, Kenny.
Now, wait. Now, Jesse, you are of the age in the Marine Corps where you had woodland camis and black boots when you got in?
I was like one of the second companies to get the digis.
You got, okay. All right.
And I remember getting those. And I'm like, so wait, is this what we get our first month here? And then we get the woodlands and look like what is this? Because this looks like something like you took what the images you would make to make Mario Brothers and you put that in green, black, and brown on this thing. And then the tan boots, there's no way, so are we still just scum until we graduate and we get the sharp woodlands and the black boots? No, this is your uniform now. I go, this is stupid. Well, come find out. It's one of the best camouflage uniforms you could probably have. They're great.
Yeah,
same thing with the deserts. Great. Those damn deserts were phenomenal as camouflage.
I miss those. I still have one pair of deserts, but I burned everything else except for my dress uniform. That's it.
I got something I can show you.
Ooh, we got show and tell. Come on, Jesse, bring it out, buddy.
He's not gonna break out his wiener, is he?
No, he doesn't roll that way.
I don't know. He's on the LGBTQ task force.
Hey! This is not Dave Chappelle show, sir. Except, Jesse, have you seen the? Oh my God!
That's for camping. And dude, the trousers are shorts.
Did you take the sleeves off?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are in my closet too. My deserts, not my greens. I got to go buy another set of greens.
But I still got all my uniforms. I've got a complete set of greens deserts. I got my ball uniform still. I got all the ribbons and medals for it. My service uniform still good. Everything's up to date. Got my gunny rank sewn on. So.
I forgot. Yeah, you made it to gunny. Now, hey, you mentioned you were at 8th and I. I did not know that. Can you tell us some stories from 8th and I? And can you tell the listeners what 8th and I is? I know what it is, and Fleek knows what it is, but I don't think a lot of our listeners know what 8th and I is.
Well, it is boot camp outside of boot camp, pretty much. It's the wallpaper advertisement for the Marine Corps. So that's where the Silent Drill Platoon is at. That's where the Marine Corps Color Guard is at. And then you have Alpha and Bravo Company that do the funeral details, and the sunset parades are all there. And they drill all the time. They do ceremonies and stuff. The Commandant's own band is there. Then the Marine Corps band, the President's own Marine Corps band is there. And then the body bearers are there. They're the bodybuilding pallbearers that do the ceremonial casket carrying. They're there. There's the security forces for the Marine Corps is there. And then their goal, I think, kind of with them is, go to do something either within WACA, which is White House Communications. Go to Camp David is another one. Or you do security at the Naval Yard and do that. I don't know. I think the school's down at Quantico, maybe. And then the two companies that are there at 8th and I, they're infantry units. You've got to be an infantryman to be there. And then from there, you still maintain your infantry skills. They go down to Quantico, I think once a month or so. And the very rarely do two companies go together. I think I'm not sure, but they do other things as well. I think they had their hands on some decent training, and then they deployed. Was it a company or a platoon from Eighth and I? And one of the guys that I knew that went, he ended up getting fucked up pretty bad by an IED. And then I went there out of mistake. Pure.
What did you do there?
So I was a roadie for the President's Zone. A roadie, a fucking stage crew dude. And
really,
I wasn't even supposed to be there. They had picked me as a fourth person, not needing me. And by the time we got there and they realized, like, hey, there's this fourth guy here. What do we do with him? Oh, he'll just go with those guys. It's like, it's too late for him to do the, they have like a drill school, like at some point in the year where the guys that are going to Alpha Company and Bravo Company will go and do drill and learn how to drill while they're at Eighth and I. Like, yeah, he's too late to go there. They're done with that school. And it's like being back in boot camp there. Like, you've got Lance Corporals putting PFC at Parade's Rest. You're calling people by their rank. Like, even if you're the Lance Corporal, you're like, hey, I need PFC so-and-so. Hey, PFC so-and-so.
Wow.
Like, that's how everybody. I was like, all right, well, this is.
I would not have lasted very long there if I had gone.
And when the biggest thing, the shittiest thing is like their biggest scare is like, hey, you want to keep acting like this? We'll send you to the fleet. We'll see how your ass does there. I was like, why are you making that sound like it's a punishment?
Please,
please. Yeah, let me send you to be a real infantryman. That'll show them rather than being here. And so where we were at, it's also part of a punishment. If you get kicked out, like you can't drill, you fail the drill school, you're obviously not adapting to training there. They send you to do this President's Own, the band deal. And so we are already looked at as pieces of shit from the get-go. And then there's grounds, which is also another group of guys that are either getting out and they're not re-enlisting, or again, shitheads will go to grounds. And so I would go to the gym, work out, didn't do anything, kept to myself, did what I was supposed to while I was there when I would show up for work. And I started making friends with people. And like, dude, you seem like you're locked on. Like, your uniform, we wore navy blue t-shirt that said United States Marine Band or President's Own. I can't remember. I have it in my closet as well. Navy blue cargo pants and black leather boots, and you wore your McMat belt.
Nice.
And you got a Gerber. That's your weapon.
When
I first showed up, they're like, hey, this is what happened. We took too many guys. You weren't supposed to be here. We can't send you to the drill school, so we're just going to send you there to be with security and maintenance for the Marine Corps band. I was like, oh, sweet. Really? For the President's Zone? They're like, yeah. They're like, so am I going to get like a gun and stuff and like do security details? And they're like, no. Well, what do I do? They'll show you when you get there. So we walk across the street. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just like worried at the same time. And we got people chirping at us the whole time too, like giving us grief. I was like, oh man, once we're done, they're just going to feed us to the wolves here. And we get to where we're supposed to work at, and I'm still in my service uniform, and they're showing us around. They're like, all right, so once we get you processed in, once you check in, we're going to have you show you around, but this is the ballroom. This is where they perform. This is where you guys will be. You'll be in the uniform for the day, which is usually going to be the navy blue top and the bottoms. And then you'll wait here, watch them perform. And if they need something moved, you will run up, move it. So if they need a chair moved, you will run up, take the chair. If they need a large instrument either put on the stage or taken off, you will run up there, take it, or put it on. They go funny. There's no way. They're like, that's your job. No, you're lying. They're like, yes. I go, you realize I'm an infantryman, right? Yeah. Hey, brother, everyone here is an infantryman.
Dude, he's a killer. Why is he getting chairs?
I was like, I was dumbfounded. And it's even worse is I'm trying to do this check-in in my service uniform that I don't fit in. I graduated boot camp at 162 pounds. I graduated infantry school at 205 pounds, and I grew 2 inches. Like, whatever those buttons were made of is pretty much what buildings need to be made of, because they didn't pop. And so I look, and my pants were up to my ankles. I was hiding nothing in those pants. So I would have made it even worse. And so we get changed over, start checking process, and that's it. And I'm like, I shouldn't be here. This isn't for me. And I called my recruiter and I told him, I was like, hey man, you ain't gonna believe this shit. My recruiter was a Marine Corps recon scout sniper. Cool dude. Gunny Vincent Russo. Great dude. Awesome dude. And he's like, look, man, I don't know what to tell you, but it is a high status unit though. Like, do what you can, make the best out of it. I was like, that's it. He goes, well, ain't shit I can do.
Thanks a lot, Gunny. Appreciate it.
And so that's what I did. And I mean, I had a good time while I was there, but it was terrible. Like, again,
and that was that before you came to 3-8?
Mm-hmm. And like when you would leave the barracks, they would check your civilian attire before you left to make sure that it was appropriate. Yeah. And like it was just stupid. And everyone hated us again because supposedly we were shitheads from the get-go, even though that's not how we got there. But I would keep to myself, work out. And when we first got there, they were doing funeral details for Marines who just gotten killed out in town because they got beat to death with claw hammers. So after that, I never wanted to leave the barracks. And so I would just work out, and that was it. So I got back in shape. I lost a lot of weight. I went from 205 pounds back down to 189 pounds with mostly muscle, but it was still, I still put on like 36 pounds of muscle in like 7 months from the time I went into boot camp until I shedded that stuff. And, but I got to hang out. The Marine that carried the American flag for the president, like the White House and stuff like that. I knew that guy. He would do McMap, and he got me worked on with me to get my gray belt. And he wanted to work out with me because I was a wrestler. And he goes,
you were a gray belt by the time you got to 3-8?
No, I never got it. Like
you never got the gray belt?
All that we recorded and stuff somehow never made it up.
Oh man.
And so by the time I left, like it never happened.
Yeah, so we got a belt system. It's called the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, and I am a proud tan belt ninja.
I ended up getting black belt, and then I was
you motherfucker.
Well, I was an instructor. I ended up being the instructor for that. So
you were a black belt instructor?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Jesus, freaking regular cage fighter over here.
Yeah.
So when I went to the reserves, I ended up doing a lot. So my first year with the company and the infantry company that I was with here in Des Moines, I ended up going to Mountain Unit Leaders and doing that. So Mountain Unit Leaders, and went to Bridgeport, did that whole thing, and did that and got certified there.
Bridgeport, California.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a hard course. It was a blast. The instructors were awesome. And it was a gentleman's course, but like they worked the shit. Like the first couple days, they were working to get rid of people. Kind of like they push you through the ringer, and guys just started getting hurt left and right because you're going up mountains with all this equipment on, and people were getting shin splints, twisted ankles. You're going on runs like steep grades with all this shit on. And then they kind of slow it back after the class gets a little smaller. But you're going over knots, and they weed out a bunch of people doing knots because there's like 13 different knots. Then there's rope systems where you build an A-frame, one rope retrievable bridge where you make that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I ended up doing that and making it through all that. And then you do your climbing phase where you learn to free climb and use actual pro and stuff like that. And so I made it through that. And then once you get done with that, you do your summit attempt to Mount Shasta. You make your summit attempt. And then after that, bing, bang, boom, you do a written test and you're done.
Do you ski down and shoot?
No, it was.
You don't ski and shoot?
It's all hoofing. And you're supposed to do like a crevasse thing where like if you were to fall in a crevasse, whatever.
Crevasse, yeah.
Show like.
I did a little rope climbing before the Marine Corps, but yes, crevasse, that's right.
And so we did that, and then we got stormed out. Like it was bad. It was real bad. We get some weird storm came through. It fucked all of our tents up, and it was like 50 to 80 mile an hour winds. I think it got up to 80, Jesus. And we couldn't take our tents down because as you're trying to grab it, you're almost flying away.
Yeah.
So we're trying to take the poles down, but those poles are like with the ropes, and you got to clasp them down. Well, we couldn't. So I was like, screw it. I start cutting the ropes and these rods to break our tent down. So when we go to hand in all of our equipment, I have like just a ball of shit with these rods because they're all cut up. And I'm like, here.
There you go.
And they're like, what the hell? The instructor's like, don't worry, this is legit. We got hit by this 80-mile-an-hour storm on top of the mountain, and there was nothing we could do. We're gonna have to eat this one. And I was like, yes, this is the first time I've ever gotten that for a supply.
Yeah, because usually at SIF they fuck you over big time.
And then
I got a question. Was there a Sergeant Blackwell in that class of yours at all?
He sounds familiar, but he wasn't there. Well,
he turned into Staff Sergeant Blackwell, and he was our platoon commander, a platoon sergeant at 29 Palms before he got relieved by Sergeant Herrera.
No shit.
No shit, dude. And actually, it is Sergeant Herrera's First Sergeant Herrera. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday, First Sergeant Herrera.
Yeah, I missed that dude. He was funny as shit.
That guy went to Scout Snipers, and he stayed in Scout Snipers until he retired.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. He was a legit dude. He was funny.
Dude, that guy was the man. That guy was he was an artist with the Benelli M4 shotgun. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Ramadi 2006, First Sergeant. You remember that? I do.
Yeah. That's badass.
Now you okay? So you did 8th and I. You did cold weather training. How long is the school?
It's 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So then after that, then you went to 3-8 after that?
Well, the Mountain Youth Leaders, this is all the stuff I did when I was in the reserves.
Okay. All right.
So I didn't really.
Oh, okay.
The only school I did on active duty is I went to Corporal's course down in Quantico.
Corporal's course was in Quantico?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It was like the course, like where all the other corporal courses are based out of. This is the actual site. So it was.
Shit, I had to do mine on the USS Kearsarge.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Oh yeah. I did that, and then after that, I went to 3-8. But they wanted me to go to corporal's course because I had picked up so quick. So I was a corporal before an E4 corporal before my second year in. So before I hit my 2-year anniversary, I meritorious promoted at boot camp. Then I got meritorious promoted to Lance Corporal, and then I got meritorious promoted to Corporal. And it happened quick. So then they're like, we need to send you to Corporal's course. Like, you don't have the experience. I was like, well, then why did you promote me? So, but I was running, like, there was times where I was running an E6 billet there, being in charge of all this stuff. So they just promoted me because I was constantly running things and being in charge of stuff. So I got that. And then while at 8th and I, that's when I was driving up to the Naval Academy and wrestling unattached with the Naval Academy. I went up there and just asked. I have no clue. I have no clue where I'm going. I don't know who the hell I'm going to talk to. I just looked it up, found the address for them. I walked down to talk to the head coach. And he's like, yeah, well, I think we can, make that happen. And the assistant coach at the time was Joel Sherritt, who actually wrestled at Iowa, but I didn't know it was him. And he was a 2-time national, I think he was 2 or 3-time national champion for Iowa. Great wrestler. Damn. He was Joel, the Sheriff Sherritt, when he was at Iowa. But he was the assistant coach at the Naval Academy. Didn't dawn on me. He's like, hey, my name's Joel. What's your name? We talked to him. And there was times where when I couldn't make it stay for practice, it was just me and him warming up, wrestling. And he was teaching me stuff. So I'm getting, I'm practicing with this dude who was a 2-time D1 national champion during the Gable era. Jeez. And then there's times I would wrestle with the team and wrestle with them. And then the JV head coach was actually the brother for the Marine Corps head coach at that time. And so he was, I think, a captain or a major captain. And he was the head coach for the JV. So I go up there, practice, drive back from there, back to DC at the end. And then we were in the locker room and someone's like talking about it. He's like, yeah, Coach Sherritt's pretty badass. I go, who? They go, the assistant coach, Joel. Coach Joel Sherritt? I go, Coach Sherritt? They go, yeah. Joel Sherritt? They're like, yeah. he's like, he was a 2-time national champion. Well, yeah, he was a 2-time national champion. Now he's Joel the Sheriff Sherritt. I was like, fuck, that's who I've been wrestling with. He was super nice. I got to wrestle with them unattached at the Penn State Open.
Nice.
But I had to pay my own way. I had to pay for my hotel, pay for my ride. I had a guy come up with me, drive with me. It went 0-2 barbecue, but I mean, they weren't bad matches. They were obviously great. I didn't really have a consistent training schedule, but that was my first in for D1 wrestling. And that was all the way to Penn State. I pissed on the Nittany Lion before I left.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And then
Nice.
he wanted, so then Coach Sherritt was talking about, like, you need to apply for the Naval Academy. Apply and get in and be an officer. Or apply and come up here and work up here. We'll see what we can do. I was like, well, I don't want to be an officer. I want to be an enlisted dude, which was, I think it was still the better decision to just finish my term and then try out officer later. But when you've got someone who's on the wrestling team wanting you to come up and wrestle at the Naval Academy, I'm an idiot for not taking that opportunity. And my command got pissed about it at DC. At least the staff NCO that I had in charge of me wasn't too happy. And they're like, you need to be done. Like, this is in the way. That's something that's not a huge concern where you're putting too much time into this when you should be doing this. So at that point, the dream was already crushed anyways. So I was pretty bummed and pissed. And then I got into it with that guy, that staff NCO, and he goes, well, you want to keep this up? He made that threat. Like, we'll send you the fleet. I was like, good. Send me to the first deploying unit. I don't give a shit. I know shit by that afternoon had orders to 3-8. I was like, fuck, is it that easy? I should have done that like fucking 6 months ago. But yeah, by that afternoon, here's your orders to 3-8 Indy Company.
Right.
Like, oh. So then, so I drove home and dropped my shit off and then drove to 3-8.
When did you get to 3-8?
It was October of 2004.
Okay, so I got there December 2004.
Okay.
And you guys, I think, were on leave when I got there.
Yeah, we were on Christmas leave.
Paul Casey, Eric Seiler, and what the hell is his name? Oh, that damn roommate of mine that I can't remember his name. Shit. We just talked about this the other day. But yeah, there were not that many people there. And I remember drinking with all these cats. And it was really cool. And then everybody came back. And you guys just ripped us a new one. All of us. All that boot drop, we were fucking tortured.
Yeah. I remember running into, so we did that whole, or no, that was before you got there. We did a battalion-wide effects, our Field X.
I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it.
I wasn't there. Met Robert Guy,
a PFC guy.
Yeah,
assaultman.
Yeah, well, he goes up.
Who died in Iraq?
So they introduced me. I don't know who he was with. They're like, "Hey, Drahos, come here a second." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Here's your saltman." And I look at him, and you remember his eyes? They were cross-eyed. Yeah, they were kind of fucked up. And I'm looking at him, and I was like, "You're an assaultman?" He goes, "Don't let the eyes fool you, Corporal. I shoot plenty straight." And I was like,
I remember you always said that.
I was like, "All right, dude. You are the anti-armor assaultman with this thing, and I hope you are accurate."
It was PFC guy and Witchman and Braddock, and then who's the other assaultman? Shit, they had like 4 or 5 of them, I think, right?
Yeah.
One for each platoon, because that's when we broke up. We had a weapons platoon.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we went in country, we broke up the weapons, and we went with
whoever you're attached to. Yeah.
And 4th, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's 2 assaultmen teams per platoon. So it's 2
that was right. And then and the machine gunners and mortarmen. We didn't have any tow gunners, did we? I don't think we had tow gunners. No,
that's with weapons company.
Yeah.
Your Mark 19, 50 cal, and tows. Those are usually with your company, weapons company.
Except for that 7-ton that got hit by a garbage truck in Fallujah with Modesto and me, and I was on the gun, the Mark 19.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I came down so hard, Dude, I got rattled around in that cage, dude. I had like melons for elbows, man.
Yeah.
And I landed fucking face first on Staff Sergeant Modesto, now Gunny Modesto, retired.
Yeah.
And you know,
He was a badass cat too.
Modesto, he lives in South Carolina, man. I saw him like a year ago.
Because he was from, was it the Dominican?
He was from like Guyana or
I can't remember
something.
where
He was from one of those islands, man.
But I remember, was it Herrera was shooting a 240 while Modesto held the bipod over his shoulder?
Yeah, he was.
That was the most badass thing I think I've ever seen.
Oh, man, dude. Us machine gunners, like David Lowe, he did some crazy shit.
Yeah.
He was one of my boot drops. Lowe and fucking Desme. Yeah, because you ran head to head with Desme and Fokker, right? Were you in first platoon? You were in first platoon when you first got there, right?
Yeah.
And then you changed over to Pickard's 4th platoon, right?
Yeah. And that was
Sorry, Fleek. I'm throwing a lot of names out that you don't even know. But it's well worth the story because these guys are like fucking manimals, all of them.
Yeah,
they're messy as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for kicking us out, by the way.
How'd you end up in the Air Force after all this?
So, after I picked up, initially, so I was trying to go officer. I was married, my second marriage, and I had turned down a bunch of opportunities to go active duty, turned down opportunities to go to MARSOC. I remember when I was going through the mountain unit leaders with the reserves, I had opportunities. Like I got an invite from Gunny Goida. He goes, I'm not getting you in. You still have to go through the schoolhouse because I would like, this is an invite to try out. Like I'm trying to get you to just skip most of the bullshit to just do this. So I was like, no, I can't, I'm married. She didn't even like me being in the reserves. I got turned down. Then there was that same school. I got offered a job to be a platoon sergeant for a unit that was going to Afghanistan. I can't remember where this captain was coming from, but he was in battalion recon. He actually knew my company commander on the reserves back home, and they were in recon together. And he goes, I know you're captain. He said, you're good shit. And he goes, I need a decent staff sergeant like you. I was staff sergeant select at the time, but he goes, I'd take you as my platoon sergeant. I was like, I can't. It's one thing to go because my unit's going. If I volunteer, I'm going to get divorced. Then I had one of the guys who was going through this because he's with the special operations training unit where they train dudes all the time. And he goes, dude, this is all you would do. You just train cats that were going to like Muse and stuff. And he goes, it'd be an easy job. You just do your part that you need to train. You'd have the rest of the day off to do whatever you want. Go work out, do whatever. I was like, dude, I can't. I'm married. He goes, what's your wife do? I go, she's a nurse. He goes, I could get her a job in San Diego. No problem. No questions asked. Depending on whatever we need to do to help you move. I was like, I can't. If I do this, I will get divorced. The red hats, the instructors that were up there, they're like, hey, dude, you want to be an instructor up here? And I was like, dude, I would love to. It's a beautiful place. I mean, there's nothing out there, but I loved it. And I was like, I can't. If I do this, I will get divorced. I got home, did all that. I did the Marine Corps Water Survival Instructor course, and they were still doing contracts for staff NCOs to be in MARSOC. And my first sergeant was like, dude, $90,000 to go MARSOC. I go, yeah. And if I make it, it's only going to be $45,000 because my wife's going to divorce me and take half. And that's if I make it. And if I don't make it, then I just didn't make it and got a divorce at the same time. So I was like, dude, I'd love to. But I was trying to do other things. I was like, I'll try a recon through the reserves. At least it still has me in the reserves, whatever. But you're like, no, you're too high up. You're a staff NCO. We're not going to take a staff NCO, pay for all that to have them go through BRC. No. I was like, shit, what about snipers? So I did that, and they did the same thing. They're like, no, we don't need a staff NCO. Be a platoon sergeant that's never been a scout sniper. So I was pretty much screwed. So then I was like, I'll try to do the officer through the reserves, but then she was like, no, I don't want, no, because then you got to go through OCS, TBS, or is it TBS or TBI?
Yeah, TBS, yeah.
No. I was like, shit. Well, I'll at least work on my degree. I'll just get a 4-year degree. I had already gotten my associates, outstanding graduate, 2010, Kirkwood Community College. And So I was like, all right, associates, I just need to get 2 more years in. Well, then she's like, found out that I re-enlisted, and she goes, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I want a divorce. I go, I've already got over 10 years. Like, why am I going to leave after getting over 10 years? And this is like the one thing I actually love doing, because my civilian job sucked. So I was like, this is the only thing I really enjoy. Like, and I'm going to get a retirement out of it. Is it going to be something to live on? No, but it's supplemental. It's still nice to get an extra couple $100,000 or maybe 1,200. I don't know, but it's not nothing. And she goes, well, I'm not doing this. I want a divorce. So as soon as we try to work it out, I went to talk her into seeing a counselor, and she's like, nope, this is it. I'm not doing this. I was like, you sure you want to do this? She goes, yeah. As soon as we left that parking lot, I went straight to the university, enrolled, and they're like, dude, it is almost September. You're like pretty late. I was like, I don't care. I can make this work. And they're like, it's going to be pretty hard. Like, you might want to try next semester. I was like, I don't have time to wait. I'm already 28. I'm already under the time curve here. I want to do this. They're like, well, if you want to do it, fine. It's your money. So I enrolled, did everything I could for the VA benefits, got what I needed to be a full-time student, figured out my degree or what I wanted, went straight to the officer recruiter in town here in Iowa City, in Corville, and I was like, hey, look, man, my name is Judge Drahos, and I want to be a Marine Corps officer. He goes, well, how old are you? I'm 28. And he goes, if you were like younger or look like, do you know what your 3-mile run time would be? Oh, it's an 1840. I just ran it with the reserves. He goes, what? I go, I'm an E6 in the Marine Corps Reserve Infantry. I want to go to be an officer. He goes, well, why don't you say that? Like, I can work with that. Here, I just thought you were some nut who just thinks you can be an officer. But no, I already just enrolled in the university. I'm going to start that. He goes, well, where are you at? I was like, I have my associates. I just need to finish out a few things, and I'm just going to go for a history degree just to get it. As soon as I could get it done. It'd be an easier degree to get done right away. And now it's worthless because I'm not teaching. I have nothing to do with it, but I have a degree. So I did that. Make it through. I was late, but it sucked. Made it through the next semester and jumping through all these hoops with him medically because my medical record's shit. And then I get deployed to go to Republic of Georgia. Or no, I have to go to IULC, the Infantry Unit Leaders course. It's a 10-week course. So I have to go to my teachers. And I talked to them about it. And they're like, all right, fine. We'll allow you to do this. We'll give you extra work so you're not so far behind when you graduate in October. But I was doing the IULC course, both the physical part and all the admin stuff. And like, you're writing orders. Your orders are anywhere from 50, 60. I wrote an ASCOPE that was 96 pages, all handwritten. And then I would go and read books for college for my 3 classes that I needed to take, and then write another paper for them. Did that loop, jumped through that loop, then I had to go to Republic of Georgia. Went to the Republic of Georgia, did everything online. Again, I had to figure out what I needed to do to get my degree. Came back from the Republic of Georgia, did my last 2 years. Well, then they're like, yeah, you need to do 2 years of a language. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you need a 2-year equivalent or a 4-year equivalent. And I was like, shit, I don't have enough time. They're like, well, you can do an expedited course, like one of those. I was like, well, what do we have? What are my options? Well, you have Swahili or Portuguese. I was like, Portuguese is close enough. Spanish will do that. I barely got by the skin of my teeth. Made it. Graduate on time. Then there's some more things medically that I need to jump through. I had to go to Quantico, see somebody at Quantico for the officers, for their medical personnel. They looked at it, but I had to do all this on my own to take care of this. Come back, go finally to do my physical here in Des Moines at MEPS, and they call after I get done, my recruiter, and he was like, yeah, we're not signing him. We're not allowing him. We're disqualifying him medically. Because you gotta be kidding me. He's still running like a 290 something PFT. He's fun. He goes, he's actually in better shape than the kids I have right now. He goes, well, yeah, but he's like, did he fail anything? Oh, no, he didn't fail anything. He actually did really good throughout the whole process for the physical. So then what's the problem? Well, looking at his medical record and how bad things are, we think he's trying to fraud the DOD. And he goes, you're serious? He goes, yeah. So then that was it. The guy stamped me denied, and I was pissed. And we tried to take it all the way up to BUMED in Maryland, and they're like, yeah, we're going to stick with the original assessment. So that was my only option. That was my last option that I had to try and make up for turning it down all those times to go to MARSOC by being an officer and trying to go MARSOC. And that was it. And that was what I was holding my head on for a job. Because right now I was working a part-time job just to get by while I went to school. And now I'm married with a kid on the way. It's not going to be enough to pay for anything. So like, I'm screwed. And I didn't know what to do. I was like in tears because now I didn't know how to take care of my wife and my kid because my only egg in this one basket just got drop kicked by some fucking doctor. So I applied, got on a cop job, but I was so bummed. And I was like, well, I'll finish out my Marine Corps career until I got gunny and they were no longer sending me to training. And I was like, well, then what else am I doing here? I'm not going to come on my time off to do more paperwork and not do any training with these guys. And it's not like I had any options though. My one option just got fucking shit canned. And the buddy of mine that I had, he's like, look, dude, I'm thinking about jumping ship here and going SF. He has a buddy that he knows who's the sergeant major for Green Berets up in Colorado, 19th group. He goes, you want to go with me? Like, I'll go. I know the process. I have him as our contact. It's the sergeant major for the unit. Like, granted, we're not guaranteed to get in, but like helping us through our process is going to be a lot easier because we know him. We instantly both get denied. Like medically, we're absolutely shit. And so he's like, look, I'm a sergeant major in the Green Berets. Been here for gotten well over a decade being a Green Beret. But he goes, if I could do it all over again, and he goes, this is coming from me with all the experience and all the deployments and all the things that I've done as Green Beret, I would go Air Force TACp. And we're both like, what the fuck is an Air Force TACp? Yes. And he goes, they're JTACs. Well, okay. What makes them so fucking special? Well, they're JTACs in the Air Force, then they're special warfare. They attach with us. They attach with other special forces units. Their main client though is conventional Army. Conventional Army, then maybe conventional Marine Corps, but Marine Corps doesn't really need us nearly as much because they have Anglico. But I mean, we've still attached. But he goes, we've had you guys attach with us. I've talked with guys that have attached with SEAL teams, Delta teams. We had guys from our unit go down to Africa with a MARSOC team. So like you attach with these guys. He goes, if I could do it all over again as a sergeant, now as a sergeant major in the Army who's been SF almost his whole career, I would have done that if I could do it over again. I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it, sold. So here's a contact for the recruiter. Call this dude, and he should help you out. And his whole job as a recruiter was to be a recruiter for this unit for TACPs. That's his whole job, not for the Air Force, not for TACPs in general. He's the only recruiter for specifically for this unit. He travels the country looking for guys to send to this unit. And his whole job, I go, I don't know if you can do this. He goes, dude, looking at this, plus this denial, he goes, I can't take you. We have to get this lifted. So he spent, I don't know how long fixing that, but he got that doctor no longer assessing people anymore. But it's too late for me because he already fucked me over. And he got that lifted so that I can now apply with them. And boom, now I'm here. And I go, it's my last option to do anything non-conventional. And I talked to my wife about it, and she goes, well, you've been wanting to do this. You got your one chance taken away trying to be an officer through the Marine Corps and doing it that way in MARSOC. She goes, you've always wanted to do it, so I guess go for it. And she goes, I'll be here. So 2 years of training later, I finally made it. And now I'm a JTAC certified TACp in the Air National Guard.
or or whatever you guys say.
I just say, you know what, I'm a Marine Corps that works for the Air Force. And like, they still call me Gunny. When I was going through the Special Warfare Schoolhouse, they would like, you introduce yourself to all the instructors and they kind of get an idea of like who students are that they're training. And then they're like, oh, so you were a Marine. What rank were you? I was like, oh, I was an E7 gunnery sergeant. They're like, holy fuck, you were a gunny? I go, yeah. He goes, they're like, that's the most badass rank. I was like, well, that's what I was. And now I'm an E6 tech sergeant in the Air Force. So, I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow, but I mean, people still call me like at the schoolhouse, hey, Gunny. At the unit, hey, Gunny.
Why did they give you E7?
Yeah, what's an E7 in the Air Force?
Master Sergeant.
Are you up for that?
Yeah, they're wanting me to do that. I'm trying to do a commission as an officer to extend my time a little bit more. Because once you pick up Master Sergeant and E8 and you become a senior, like be the equivalent of Master Sergeant or First Sergeant in the Marine Corps, like you're starting to do more paperwork and less training. Well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well get paid for it. Because even as an officer, yeah, you're going to be, operational as an officer for so long, and then you're going to go up in the office. Exactly where I was going to go anyways if I stuck it as an enlisted dude. At least now, I'll get paid. I mean, I'm still going to let you do all the work because you're enlisted guys. You're the ones who actually make all the work and decisions. So I'm definitely not going to stop you there, but I want to get paid. Yeah. But I got to go through a whole other selection process. They do a thing called TACp. It's another week-long process, selection process. Again, it's another dick kicker week-long smoke show. So I got to train for that, but I tore my bicep. So I'm trying.
How is that? Is that healing?
I mean, it looks good, but they're like, they looked at the MRI and they're like, you need surgery. And I was like, well, that would put me out. There's no way. If I do the surgery, then by the time I need to recover, because they're doing one in March and I turn 40 in April, I need to get it done before I turn 40. So I was like, if I have more time, yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't have more time. And they're like, this isn't, well, you're just trying to grasp something to see if you can. I was like, I'm just grasping this because this is the last time I can, not to see if I can. I already know I can't. I'm struggling right now. That's why I'm training, so that eventually I will be able to, and then we'll have it, and then I'll be done.
So you can be an officer. How old are you? 40, 39? How old are you?
39, I'll be 40.
So what's the cutoff?
Yeah.
40. I have to make top T to prove that I'm selected to be an officer for a TACp, and then I can go to OCS. If I do OCS and then go to the top T and I don't get selected, see ya, get a new job. You didn't make it. So you're better off, if you're not an officer, do it as an enlisted, so that if you don't do it, then at least you just go back to your unit and you're still in TACp.
When you get selected, if and when you get selected, to be, do you got to go to OCS for the Air Force?
Yeah, I'll have to go. I think that's like 6-8 weeks. So it's not that long.
Yeah, that's
and then you go
tea and crumpets and lots of,
I will learn how to use my servants and butlers appropriately.
So what is your, because you're a state police officer right now, right?
Yep.
So will they let you take off 2 months to go do that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've actually let me off quite a bit just for the things I've done so far. I think I graduated the academy in April, and ever since April, every month, all the way up until September, I've been gone anywhere from 5 days to 20 days.
Damn.
We went to Shot Shooting Academy in Idaho for 5 days. It's a 5-day shooting course. And the guy's great. I love that place. And he treats all the guys that show up there like absolute guests. We stay in a mansion. That's where we stay at. And then he had staccatos. Like, yeah, if you want to take one of those, just go grab it, and we'll
Rolls Royce of pistols.
Yeah, he goes, it doesn't matter. Like, he had some other like souped up handguns. He goes, yeah, if you want to shoot one of mine or one in the safe, like, yeah, by all means, just ask. They took us out into town, and we had like this whole restaurant pretty much to ourselves. Yeah, John Shaw and Houston Shaw, they're awesome people. They treat us pretty fucking good, and they have ponds stocked with fish. So like when you get done shooting, you can go fishing if you want. They got canoes though by the Snake River. If you want to do Snake River and go canoeing and go fishing off Snake River, you can. There's a launch, not from what someone was saying, that right there. They keep the mansion fully stocked with beer, liquor, wine. If it run out, just let them know. And it's a shoot, like you shoot for 8 hours. Like, you're shooting. They give us an hour break, and that's from the time they let us go until the time we get back. So you leave the range to go back to the mansion, and we cook our own meals. And then as soon as you get done, you're right back, and you're just right back at it shooting. And the instructors are awesome. We did that. I'm trying to think what we did in May. Was it May? Or no, April was Northern Strike or Southern Strike. We went to Mississippi. We did some crazy shit down there, training wise. It was pretty cool. And then we went to Shot Shooting. Then June, we went to Germany for Air Defender.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing the pictures of those.
And then got back in July. And then August, September, we did Northern Strike, and we did pretty cool shit there. We did a lot of live controls up there. There was a lot of aircraft. That was for JTAC stuff and controlling. That was pretty good because of the amount of live aircraft and live drops we got to do. It was nice.
Warthogs?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then a lot of Hueys, a couple Cobras.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And then we got drunk on the range a couple times, and then we did a bender, and we have one guy, he is Mass Sergeant, he's in charge. that was there. He was kind of running everything and getting things lined up and talking with all the pilots and stuff for all the controls that we were going to have. And then monitoring like our times for our schedule of when we were going to have them and what we were going to have and how much ordnance we were going to have. But it's pretty serious, dude. Like he likes to have a good time, but like he's almost 100% business. Like very rarely there's a small gap for some fun. But he drinks his beer. So we were there drinking beer on the range, and we had these little trailers that we were sleeping in. They're actually nice. And I took all the beer cans and I stacked them in front of his door. Just lined them up, stacked them in front of his door so that as soon as he had opened that, like they just scattered. And I thought, tomorrow morning when he gets up, he'll probably get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. He's going to just destroy all that and knock that out. He got up at 2:30 in the morning to piss and did it. And he was so pissed. I was like, damn. He goes, yeah, who the hell was that? Oh, shit, man. I don't know. I was in bed. I know you would have liked it. So I know I didn't do it. But he was so pissed. I eventually was like, Finn, I did it. You know for a fact I did it. He goes, I'm pretty sure I did know you did it. I go, but I didn't think you were going to get up at 2:30 in the morning. And not that, why did you pick him up? Just pick him up next morning. He goes, you don't know how pissed I was picking up like 30 beer cans at 2:30 in the morning after I just got done peeing. It's like, dude, that sucks. But yeah, we had a good time out there. And then we have a bunch of training going on now. Winter Survival School, Fries and Spies, Air Assault, Jungle Warfare.
Holy shit.
RSLIC, the Long Range Reconnaissance School. We were sending some guys.
Where's Jungle Warfare at? Is that in Florida?
I want to say it's in Hawaii.
Okay. Oh, very nice.
And then the Mountain Survival School for the Army is in New York.
Yes, it is. I have heard that.
So there's that.
Go see Gio. He's up that way.
Yeah. Well, there's quite a few guys from New York, wasn't there?
I think he's Rochester or Greece.
Yeah.
It's probably 2 hours. Oh, yeah, it's Skiff. That's right. Skiff lives up there, too.
Yeah. Shit. But yeah, there's like we have all those schools. They started like right away in September, and they go all year, or pretty much a majority of the rest of this year into the rest of last year into this year. So.
And you wear a beret, right?
Yeah.
TACPs wear berets.
What's that?
Do TACPs wear berets? Because I thought I saw a picture of you wearing a beret.
Oh yeah, they do. I get a lot of shit for it.
Is it raspberry?
I'm not that cool. And like I'm trying to make these work.
Good one, Richard. That was funny shit.
And they're like, "What?" You go. I was like, "These fucking things are stupid."
Do you have to defuzz it and all that kind of shit?
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, what do you guys wear in the Marines?" Like, what do you fucking think we wear? It's the 8-point cover.
8-point cover.
We don't need anything else. Well, what do the guys in MARSOC wear? The 8-point cover or nothing. They wear their long hair. That's what they wear.
What are those little cute little boonie hats we used to wear?
Yeah. And I actually got a MARSOC pin from a MARSOC dude when I went to jump school.
Shut up.
Yeah. So is a gifted deal. But yeah, we got along pretty good at jump school. And he gave it to me because he knew I was in the Marine Corps. And I told him like how I ended up here. And I was like, yeah, MARSOC's a badass deal. He's like, trust me, if I could have got in, I would be trying. Not saying that I would have made it, but I'm saying of all the ones I wanted to do, that's by far the one I definitely wanted. But I was like, I'm here and I can't complain. Like it's treated me good. We do cool stuff. But like when we graduated from jump school, he gave me his MARSOC pin. I have it.
When did they start MARSOC? Isn't that fairly new?
2006.
2006.
Oh, yeah.
They were starting to take guys from us. 3-8 after our second deployment. I know at least 3 of them. I'm not going to mention their names, but they all left. Like we never saw them again.
Yeah.
They went to MARSOC in 2006 after we got back.
Well, and then when I was on the Marine Corps team right before we got out, or I left the Marine Corps team in 2006, we ended up going to Lejeune to do the Armed Forces duel. And so when I was there, I ended up seeing someone at battalion to extend my orders for the Marine team. I still have those orders. So I kept I still have my orders going from infantry school to DC.
Shut up.
But, yeah. I have a binder of all that shit.
What
so
in the big black folder that we have to carry?
Yeah. So I went and got my orders extended, and I was talking to Gunny Ford, and he kind of had mentioned
Gunny Ford.
He was left behind when you guys went to Ramadi.
Yeah. I remember Gunny Ford. Holy shit. Damn.
So he's talking, he goes, who are you? I go, well, I was here, and then I went to the Marine Corps team. I need someone to extend my orders. And he goes, shit, I'll do that for you. So I'm bullshitting with him, talking with him.
Gunny
and then
Ford,
he kind of mentioned it. And then we wrestled that day. I didn't wrestle, but they get done, and they're like, what the hell is there even to do? Oh, actually, it's even better. We go to the Gunny Ball Center with the other branch of services. And they're like, hey, we're going to do this, the team or the wrestling dinner here at this rec center with all 4 branches from the wrestling team here at this rec center.
Named after the Gunny that was our Gunny.
Yeah. So they're like, we're here at the Gunny Ball Center. Does anyone know, who this was, why we have this name there? I go, yeah, I do. They're like, okay, how do you know? I go, he was my Gunny. I was in Iraq when he got killed. They're like, no shit. I'm like, one of the wrestlers like, really, Drahos? I was like, yeah, dude. Like right before I came to you guys, I was, I just got back from Iraq. And so, yeah, he was my company gun. He got blew up there. So we did that. And when we got done, they were wanting to tear it up. They're like, what the hell do we do in Lejeune? I was like, oh, boy, there's plenty to do in Lejeune. I'll show you.
What don't you do in Lejeune?
And so I took him to a few places, and we're trying to get into this one bar. And this guy stops me, and he goes, Drahos. And I have no clue who the fuck this dude is. This big, jacked Hispanic dude, though. And I was like, well, he said my name pretty positively. So, I mean, we're off to a good start. But I was like, fuck, I don't know who this is. He goes, it's Sergeant Martinez. And he goes, from Corporal's Course? What? He goes, yeah, from Corporal's Course. Remember in Quantico? I was like, shit, yeah, that was not too long ago. He goes, yeah, I'm down here now. I'm doing this thing for a thing called MARSOC. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, it's the SOCOM unit the Marine Corps is doing. I go, no shit. And he goes, yeah. He goes, dude, this is something you would do great at. He goes, you would love it. You need to try out for it. I go, dude, I would have to re-enlist for another 4 years. I want nothing to do with this. And because, disgruntled young kid, just hating life in the Marine Corps, like I wanted out. So another option right there. And I shot myself in my foot should be gone for as many times as I've shot myself.
Yeah. They gave you a Willy Wonka's golden ticket right there, man.
Yeah. But he's like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, we're on the Marine Corps team. We just got done from the duels, the Armed Forces duel here. And he goes, yeah, all right, sweet. Like, maybe you should really look into this. I'm like, I'm not re-enlisting. I'm getting out. I'm never doing this again. And I'm going back to school. I did one thing. I got out. I didn't go back to school. I didn't go to school until way later. And I was actually supposed to go and wrestle at another college, D3 college. They were wanting me to wrestle with them, but it wasn't like we're giving you this scholarship because we want you so bad. It's like, you really need to come up here and wrestle with us. Like this, I think you'd do well here. So as soon as you get out, give us a call. I was like, all right, sweet. Well, I got so fucked up wrestling with the Marine team, it wasn't happening. Like my body was shot. And I called that coach and I told him, I was like, I'm not coming up. I got too jacked up. And he goes, I told you before you went to go to wrestle for the Marine team that it was a bad idea. You were going to get hurt really bad. What did you do? You got hurt really bad. I was like, yeah, I got hurt really bad. Dislocated my shoulder. I broke my rib. I tore my hamstring. Like,
damn,
I'm done. Yeah, so I was supposed to do that when I got out. And that was another reason why I didn't want to do it. I was going to go wrestle in college and then I didn't do it just because of all the injuries. So yeah, I shot myself in the foot on that one too. And that guy was cool. I would have loved to have gone through the selection process with that dude. Great dude. So that was the other time.
Dude, and I got to say, man, those guys in MARSOC, they got everything they freaking wanted. They were on the Mew with us.
Yeah.
They had rebreathers. They had 1911 sidearms.
Yeah.
I mean, they had everything they wanted, they got. I was like, they were all in the well deck, and they would show me around and all of their gear. I was like, and this is when I was a huge gear queer. I was like, holy shit, you got that? You got that? You got that? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, their budget was like unlimited.
So the captain that we had,
I didn't mean to pour salt on wounds. I'm sorry.
I still kick myself in the ass.
Yeah, but dude, you're like SF right now, so you're like fucking kicking ass with the TACPs, calling in airstrikes and shit, right? Isn't that what TACPs do?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like, okay, the TACPs are like our Anglicos in the Marine Corps, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we operate a lot smaller teams than what they do.
Really? Do you remember Captain Fowler and his dude?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Remember it? Yeah, dude. There was like 2 guys. It was Captain Fowler and a fucking corporal, and they would go out and they would fucking do their thing.
Well, they were the ones that were at OP2 that got hurt, right? Wasn't that? Didn't he take shrapnel in like his throat?
I think so, yeah.
But I remember he got hurt fairly serious from shrapnel, but I don't know exactly where, how bad. But I mean, he wasn't anything where he was going to die, but it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was like my shrapnel in my fucking foot.
Yeah.
Didn't kill me, just fucking hurt a lot.
And yeah, but yeah, we operate in small teams, and now we're trying to do. There's a lot of change up going on. That's under the hush as far as what we're trying to do now. And so it sounds like it all sounds good on paper. So we'll see how it goes.
Is the Air Force? Because I just heard the Army is starting to draw down some people, just like what our old battalion commander did with 3.8 and tanks and snipers. So are they trying to force design the Air Force as well?
So they did their cuts, and I think they cut us mostly because they didn't know who we are. Like you talk to people in the Air Force, like, what are you guys? We're like, we're TACPs. What is that? And I'm like, well, I understand if I didn't know what it was when it being in the Marine Corps, you're in the Air Force. And they're like, we don't know. And we didn't have a whole lot of officers in the beginning. We're like PJs, they have their officers, CCTs, combat controllers, they have their officers. I want to say SAUT, now Special Reconnaissance, they have their, for the longest time, TACPs didn't. They just took pilots and they would fill in as an officer and take command of TACPs, but didn't really do anything. So when it came time to like go to bat for us, we didn't have anybody going to bat for us. And so they cut the TACPs by like 50%. We made it though. We made the cut. And
yeah, you're fucking Jesse fucking Gunny Drahos fucking Manimal. Of course they're gonna fucking keep you.
Yeah, we made it. So
look at that fucking Air Force haircut, man. Look at that shit. Damn.
I got to keep it somewhat short for the
dude. First Sergeant Guzman would be all over that shit.
Oh, I'd have a lot of first sergeants I know are probably having a heart attack right now.
Dude, you look like Zac Efron.
He does. That's good.
I'll take it.
He does look like Zac Efron.
I mean, I've been confused with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Look at that shit.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that.
When we go to other countries, I've been confused with John Cena. Oh. I've had my picture taken with people. They're like, "It's John Cena." I'm like,
I mean,
yeah, I guess you'll pay me. Yeah, I'll be John Cena. Who was another one? I got the guy from the Sandman from Spider-Man. Brock.
What the fuck's his name? Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Damn.
Now the guy that plays in, is it Jack Ryan, the Jack dude?
John Krasinski. Jack Ryan. No, Christopher Pine.
Who's the guy it's not Jack Ryan, is it Jack? Shit, it's a show on, is it Amazon or Netflix?
Jack Ryan. Yeah, it's the guy from The Office.
Not that dude. So then it's another show. Jack Reacher?
Reacher, yeah.
I get confused. Someone thought I was him when we went to Vegas this last time. I took pictures in line. And they're like, it's this guy from the show, Jack Reacher. I'm like,
dude, I could definitely see you curb stomping the hood of a car, which I just saw an episode of him doing that. And like, I mean, yeah, just like, bam, and the front of a car, you just kick it in. I can see you definitely doing that.
I'm like, I didn't know what they were talking about. I was like,
good show.
I'm like, what are they babbling about? And then they told me, and I was like,
have you watched Jack Reacher? Have you watched it? It's awesome.
I go, well, that's a good looking dude then. If that's who I look like.
He is a good looking dude.
Yeah. I'm looking at his picture right now. You do kind of look like him.
He's got your jaw, dude. He's got like this Marine jaw. Like you should have been.
Yeah.
The poster boy for Marine Corps.
And then I would go on and ride a bull for a full 2 minutes after that, a mechanical bull. It was awesome.
Well, oh yeah, Iowa. I guess you guys do that shit, right?
Yeah. Well,
mechanical bulls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't you guys lose to like Georgia by like a lot?
That was Tennessee, and it was
Tennessee. Sorry.
And
Tennessee beat you guys by a lot.
Well, and we were shut out. We didn't even score a field goal, which is our usual go-to, and we didn't even do that.
Do you know Alex Bratt? Isn't he up there in Iowa?
No, he's Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. All right, never mind.
Well, we got it wrestling.
He's another Marine, but he's a good dude. He was a grunt. I mean, because you were 0311, right? Starting out. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Bratt. No. Alex was. No, he was a. Was he a 50? He was a 51. He was a saltman. That's right. He's a good dude. We interviewed him. God, what, like a year ago?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it was in
him.
It was warm up because he was sitting on his patio and the golf course was behind him.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I got my inversion table behind me.
Yeah, I see that. I was gonna ask, like, what the fuck is that torture device?
My state bracket, my skull. Like, I'm in my office. This is where I go and keep all my shit because I've got so much stuff.
Oh, Jesse, I gotta thank you, man, for giving me some pointers on the shooting. I scored a 90.
Talk about that.
Yep, I scored a 97.
See,
on my I know. Dude, it was awesome. Dude, you had some great advice. And I just signed up for my first pistol defense class, which is February 2nd.
Nice.
What's your daily carry, Jesse?
Yeah.
So for the State Patrol, it's a Glock 22 40 cal. I think within the next couple of years, was it 2005 maybe, we're switching to 9mm for the Glock. Just at this point,
M9, awesome, great gun.
Yeah, the ammo is good. Yeah, the M9s. Some people like it though.
Garbage.
They like the Beretta. I know a couple guys. I'm like, I hate the Beretta. Absolutely hate it.
I went to the range with one of my guys, Herbert Hill. He's got like 16 different guns. I shot a Staccato. I shot an M9 Beretta, which I hadn't shot since 2005.
Yeah.
The last time I shot that. I was like, holy shit, how do you have this? And it just was like clunky. And I'm like, this is not a SIG. Like, my SIG is freaking awesome. I love my SIG. I love it. I'm sorry.
They're good guns. SIGs. We have the P320 now, or like
that's what I use, dude. That's what I bought 2 weeks ago, man. It was a P320.
It's the M18 now, I guess, for the military. Army.
Oh, for the okay.
Army, Air Force. I think the Marines went to that way too. With it, they got rid of the Beretta and went to that.
And they got rid of the saw too. Do you hear about that?
Yeah. Well, they went to the IAR, which is a nice rifle, but it's definitely not the replacement for a saw.
Hell fucking no. Sorry, I was a saw gunner for fucking 3 years, man, on patrol. I love that fucking gun.
When it worked, it worked. It worked great. When it didn't, which is a lot, it didn't.
I cleaned it in Ramadi, dude. I cleaned it every single night. It never fucking jammed on me, ever.
Yeah, heaven forbid you need that thing and it don't fucking work.
Die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die. Boom. There you go.
Your cadence is right there.
Does the Iowa State, do they pay for your service weapons, or does that come out of your pocket?
No, they pay for it. Now we have the option to buy back our pistols or rifles or whatever when they go to replace them, which I'm going to. I bought my pistol from Iowa City PD when I left there, and then when we go to change from 40 cal to 9mm, I'll end up probably buying this one. And then when they replace the rifles, I'll probably buy that as well.
Hey, where's Iowa on the? Oh, there. Oh, the
north.
reciprocity for Iowa is yellow for the state of Tennessee. So I have to ask permission from your government in Iowa to carry my gun across state lines.
See, I'd have to look into that as a state trooper. I should probably know that, but I don't think you do, but I'm not trying to set you up for a felony. Is that what it says?
Yeah, it's the green is good to go. The yellow I have to call. Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, Utah, but California is red, obviously.
Of course. Yeah.
Wisconsin, red. Oregon, red. New York, Massachusetts, basically almost all of New England.
Why is Wisconsin red? That's weird.
Dude, I don't know, man. It says it's USC. Oh, by the way, as a law enforcement individual, do you like USCCA, United States Concealed Carry Association?
I've never worked with them, never had to use them, because we obviously have someone to back us through the department or the state patrol. I think if you're going to, like, as a civilian, I would definitely have somebody for something like that in case you do get into shooting, because
the third party. I mean, they give me, like, if I shoot a third person by accident, I got $2 million for legal fees.
Yeah. I would definitely have that.
Do they have concealed carry in Iowa?
No. So, like, you don't need it's constitutional carry here. You don't need a permit.
It is? Okay.
Which is why I don't.
Why would it be yellow then?
Yeah, that's why I don't want
it. I just have to check with Iowa before I actually. The yellow means I have to check with the state just to see if it's okay, if I can come across state lines.
Yeah, I don't.
Like Texas, I mean, that's a state. You know, shooting shit is goes on a lot in Texas.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, but do you know that we had more murders per capita in Memphis, Tennessee, than Chicago this past year? Swear to God, 397, man.
How?
Because Memphis is dangerous.
Is it really that bad?
Dude, you got to go with like a Kevlar and a flak, and you better have an AR and a shotgun and a sidearm when you go to Memphis.
No kidding.
Swear to God. It's dangerous, man.
Would have never guessed that. Especially in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
And Memphis is pretty rough.
Memphis is wild. Memphis is like our Ramadi or our Fallujah.
No shit.
But hey, dude, you have an open invite to Tennessee anytime you want to come, man. Anytime.
We've been talking about it.
I know we have, and you need to get your ass down here.
Between that,
you need to teach some people how to shoot down here, man.
I'm just repeating what I was told. It works.
Dude, but you probably had like multiple experts, right?
Yeah.
How many experts did you have?
Oh shit. I think we were going up to like 8 or something.
You're an 8-time freaking expert. Jesus.
Yeah. A couple times on active duty. I never had to go at 3.8.
You never had to go to the range at 3.8?
Not the rifle. At 3.8, no.
Shut up.
We were starting to do our workup for
the first we were going to 29 Palms. We went to 29 Palms, right?
Yep. It was called
Mojave Viper.
Yeah.
That's dude, that's when what's his name got Negron. That's when he got like frostbite and shit. There were like 3 guys that got frostbite.
Well, one of them had hypothermia to the point his heart stopped on the way to the hospital.
Yeah, and I think that was that Negron? I can't remember.
The corpsman ended up doing CPR on him to get his heart going again. He got probably just a NAM or Circon or something. I think he did get an award for that, but he saved the dude's life, and he was going back for hypothermia too.
Who was that? Was that Boodle?
No.
Boodle. I think Boodle lives out by you, man.
Does he?
I think Boodle lives like in the Midwest. Like we never talked to him. He was one of our best Navy corpsmen. Great dude, but I think he lives out by you, man.
remember Doc Nirchi.
Doc. Oh, yes, Doc Nirchi. He died.
He had a huge Frankendome, though. Giant head, giant jaw. Great
guy.
dude.
Yeah,
great dude. I love that dude. I have pictures of him with him and Ron.
Oh, yeah.
Still. And I found out there was another doc, Hispanic kid.
Monterez?
I'm not sure.
Manalanson.
I don't know if I'd ever remember the name. I remember his face because I saw him at 29 Palms when I was there with Echo Company 224 in 2013. I ran into him there, and he's like, Drahos? And I'm like kind of looking at him. I ran into a couple people actually while I was at 29 Palms.
Agarilla? Doc Agarilla?
Nah, he was kind of like a skinnier, shorter Hispanic kid.
Nope, that's not Doc Agarilla. He's a tall motherfucker.
And I was like, yeah. He goes, with 3.8. I was like, oh, cool. He goes, I was corpsman. I was like, shit. I said the same thing. I was like, really? The only guy I actually remember is Doc Nirchi. He goes, yeah, great dude. He goes,
Doc Sanchez?
Yes, that's who it was.
Doc Sanchez, dude, that guy. I just saw him last year at Stone King's wedding, which I officiated, by the way.
Yeah.
Sanchez he's out in California. He's doing his trick bicycle thing. He's living life right now, man. He's doing great.
Shit. So I ran into him and he told me about it. I was like, fuck, that is crazy. And that's going to be like one of many guys I eventually found out that died.
Yeah.
Like we're just talking to you, like every now I'll find out randomly someone else either died in an accident or killed themselves.
Yeah.
It's just another, it won't surprise me if I find out in a week from now that someone else from 3.8 that I didn't know about had probably committed suicide like a year or two ago. But yeah, I found out about Nirchi. I was kind of like shocked. Like, from what? He goes, yeah, he died years ago. Yeah. I was like, from what? He goes, yeah, heart problem. He wasn't like in the best of shape. I was like, oh no, Nirchi wasn't in the best of shape, but he was a good dude. I love that.
He was a good dude. I just, we got to, and that's one thing that I want to ask you. I was like, hey, do you have any advice? And I know this is Fleek's question. Fleek, you want to chime in here? You're on mute, buddy. Okay.
Sorry, my dog was whining. I didn't want to come over the
no, it's okay.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I mean, do you have any, like, we're getting on an hour and 49 minutes. I know you got shit to do.
No, it's
but
good.
Like usually we end the session with like, hey, do you have any advice for any guys that are going in the service right now or wanting to go in the service?
Yes.
So my biggest advice for guys going into the service is there are all kinds of opportunities for you within the service, but you're going to be the one that's going to have to go out of your way to get it, to find out if someone who knows about it, and just be patient. A lot of guys want to hurry up and get to what they want to have without having to go through the process. And anything worth doing is going to have a process, and it's going to suck.
Yep.
And then be mature. Like it sucks going in. No, I don't care what branch you're in. You're always going to be treated like a child, and they're not going to trust you for shit. They're going to make sure that you can't do anything without permission. And you're like, well, I'm a grown ass man who's expected to defend my country with $1 million weapons and take another person's life, but you don't trust me to walk outside the gate. So I'd say, just work with it, work around it. Nothing's forever. And if I would have just thought that when I was a corporal and would have just stayed in, I would have been better off. Maybe I still would have got out, maybe got out with a better perspective. Maybe I would have stayed in and done a lot better. I think getting out and having been like a staff NCO and actually seeing like why some of these things are put in place, or I've been the guy that's in charge. Half the time I was chewing out kids only because I was getting chewed out for something they did that was stupid. And did I even care? No, he got hurt. All right. That's what I expected him to do. Get hurt. And I don't give a shit. He's going to the hospital. Well, someone got hurt under your watch, or someone you were in charge of got hurt. So now you're going to get the ass chewing. I'm like, what the hell? And so now I'm chewing kids out for something that was stupid that I really don't care about. But now if I'm going to end up getting my ass chewed, now you're going to get your ass chewed, because I know I'm not the one that did it. But at half the time, that's why. And if you get your ass chewed, you get your ass chewed. Move on. or it's not that big a deal. It's business, not personal. There were a few where I had some guys that would take it personal with me. But don't let someone else dictate what your career is going to be within the military because you had one bad incident. You have one bad incident. Leave it at that incident and move on. Because the military it is a lot of fun. It sucks at times. It's a lot of fun at times. And the reason why I stayed in so long was you're not going to find a greater group of guys because you all have that same mentality. That's why you all went to the military, is because you all had that mentality. You know, you're kind of the same. You have the same mentality because you went to the same path. So you know you got a lot in common with that person because you're there together. You wouldn't be there if you didn't. And so you're going to be around a lot more like-minded people who decided to join up and be there. And you're not going to find that in the civilian side. Like the greatest times I had were in the military with the greatest people I ever had. They were all from the military. And you're going to get out of it what you put into it, but you got to. You felt like your recruiter lied to you because you promised you all this shit. Well, it's there. You just got to work your ass off to get it, and you'll get it. That would be my biggest, I think, advice. If it might have been too long, you might not even remember.
No, dude, well said,
Yeah,
man.
good.
That was, dude, Gunny, that was awesome, man.
So, but I loved it, and I don't regret it. I obviously regret not taking the opportunities that I had when they were thrown right at my fucking feet. But yeah, and it's right now it's kind of a hard time. I mean, you can obviously see it with the lack of recruitment going on in the military and the change-ups that are going on. MOSs are getting cut for no Scott snipers from the Marine Corps, tanks, artillery. Like it's a weird time in the military right now, but
Our battalion.
Yeah, but it's one of those deals where this too shall pass. I mean, you make it through this, I guarantee you the next one's going to be, you kids, I can't get it. Well, I can't say that because then I'll
No, 3.8 will be back. I mean, this is like the 5th time we've been shut down.
Well, I bet they got absorbed by another 3A is gone, but the battalion's like absorbed underneath someone else, right?
Yeah, 6 Marines, 1.6 and 2.6.
So one of the guys that was going through jump school that was from MARSOC that went through jump school with me, they were from 3A.
Really?
They're like, you're not going to believe this, but so was I. And I went in 2005. And they're like, no shit. I go, yeah. And 3.8 existed. 1.9 existed in a parking lot right next to the
That's
gym.
right. We used to get in fights with them all the time because I fucking hated those guys.
And
hey, wait. Did one? I'm seeing a lot of 1.9 stuff. Did 1.9 get shut down too?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Walking Dead again.
So I'm 100%. I want to put my hat on it that they did, because they only got stood up for the big expansion and push for going in. And now obviously cutbacks, everyone's getting gone if they're not being needed.
Nothing really going on except for a couple things.
So, but yeah,
the 26 Mu, the USS Baton, some Perry class, right? Flake, hey, listen, all this shit is on my LinkedIn, and I always repost the Navy shit, man. I do, just for you. I do.
Hell yeah. Right on.
Man, but hey, Jesse, we love you, man. When you're in Tennessee, you better come see me and Flake. We're gonna take you to a nice steak dinner.
All right.
And Andrew's gonna buy.
I'm gonna buy. I'm buying, Gunny.
All right.
Lower enlisted. Wait, but hey, don't I outrank you, Fleek? Aren't you an E2?
No.
E3? What you get out of it?
E3.
Hell yeah.
Lowest rank buys. I'm an E4. He's an E7. You're an E3. But no, I'll get dinner, man.
Well, I mean, I'll just be glad to finally be in Tennessee to see it, so I really don't care what we do.
Dude, we'll go shooting. We'll go to Outpost Armory. Dude, I'll pay $159. You can shoot the fucking Barrett. It'd be awesome.
Nice. That would be awesome.
T-shirt.
That would be cool.
Dude, I went to Tennessee and all I got was this T-shirt.
It's like that big. Oh, and by the way, Barrett's like right up the road. It's like
down the street.
Yeah, it's like right down the street from where Fleek lives.
No shit. Nice.
But yeah, dude, we love you, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Good luck with everything. And if you need anything, call us, man.
You bet. Thanks. I appreciate being on.
Yes, it's definitely our pleasure.
Yeah.
And while we're talking right now, when this goes live, the Detroit Lions will be playing Sunday night. So please, goddamn, man, give me one more win. That's all I ask is one. Jesus.
Beat the Chargers. Beat them.
No, the Rams.
Whatever. Whoever they are.
The other
Rams,
LA team.
Chargers, whoever they are.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Yep, I'm going to hit
Thank
the
you.
end record button now. Peace out, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.